The morning sunlight pierced through the towering glass walls of Silver Drive Autos, casting shimmering reflections onto the luxurious cars that lined the showroom floor. Silver Drive Autos wasn't just a car dealership. It was an emporium of dreams for the wealthy elite. Every gleaming vehicle, from sleek sports cars to opulent SUVs, seemed to embody success, luxury, and status. It was a place where millionaires mingled, where appearances mattered, and where every customer was treated like royalty, unless, of course, you didn't fit the part. Walter Graham stepped into this world of gloss and grandeur with a slow, deliberate pace. His hands rested on a polished wooden cane, its surface worn from years of use. He wore a weathered gray suit that had clearly seen better days, paired with scuffed black shoes that spoke of countless miles walked. His hair, a snowy white, fell neatly to the sides, and his face carried the marks of time, deep wrinkles etched by years of laughter, sorrow, and resilience. For Walter, this visit wasn't an impulsive decision. He had spent weeks researching the cars on display, meticulously studying their features and deciding which model would best suit his needs. A particular vehicle, the Zenith Orion, had caught his eye, a limited edition sports car known for its elegance and power. It wasn't just a car to him, it was a dream, a reward for decades of hard work, and a symbol of fulfilling a promise he had made to himself long ago. As he entered, the showroom's employees glanced in his direction. Their reactions were almost uniform: raised eyebrows, sideways smirks, and a collective underestimation. Walter, with his modest appearance, didn't belong in this environment, or so they thought. Trevor, the showroom manager, stood near the reception desk, scrolling on his tablet. His sharp suit and slicked-back hair exuded authority, but his demeanor was far from welcoming. Beside him, Ethan, a young salesman with an air of arrogance, whispered something to another colleague, stifling a laugh as they looked at Walter. "Good morning," Walter greeted softly, his voice steady but kind. Trevor glanced up briefly and then back at his tablet. "Morning. Can I help you?" His tone was dismissive, the words more of a formality than an invitation to assist. "Yes," Walter said, undeterred. "I was hoping to learn more about the Zenith Orion. I've read about its performance, but I'd like to see it in person." Ethan couldn't help but chuckle. "The Zenith Orion? That's a $2.5 million car," he said, his voice laced with disbelief. "Are you sure you're looking for the right vehicle, sir?" Walter's smile didn't waver. "Yes, I'm sure." Trevor sighed, clearly irritated. "Well, the Orion is right over there," he said, gesturing lazily toward the car with his tablet. "Feel free to take a look, but I should warn you, it's not available for test drives unless you're serious about purchasing." "I understand," Walter replied calmly, beginning to make his way toward the car. His gait was slow but purposeful, his eyes lighting up as they fell on the sleek, metallic curves of the Zenith Orion. It was even more beautiful in person than he had imagined. He ran his fingers lightly over the car's surface, marveling at the craftsmanship. Mia, a junior salesperson who had been observing the interaction from afar, felt a pang of discomfort. She had seen this kind of treatment before, employees dismissing customers who didn't fit the showroom's image of wealth and sophistication. It didn't sit well with her, but as the newest member of the team, she often found herself staying silent. Summoning her courage, Mia approached Walter. "Hello, sir," she said warmly. "The Zenith Orion is truly a remarkable car. Would you like me to tell you more about its features?" Walter looked at her with genuine gratitude. "I'd appreciate that, thank you." As Mia began explaining the car's capabilities, the cutting-edge hybrid engine, the state-of-the-art interior, the advanced safety systems, Walter listened intently, asking thoughtful questions and nodding in appreciation. Her professionalism and kindness stood in stark contrast to the cold indifference of her colleagues. Meanwhile, Trevor and Ethan watched from a distance, shaking their heads. "What's she doing?" Ethan muttered. "Wasting her time, that's what. The guy's not buying anything." Trevor smirked. "Let her play customer service. She'll learn eventually." Walter, oblivious to their remarks, continued his conversation with Mia. "It's an impressive machine," he said, his voice tinged with admiration. "Do you know if it's possible to arrange a test drive?" Mia hesitated. The test drive policy for high-end vehicles was strict, and she knew Trevor wouldn't approve. "I'll need to check with my manager," she said, glancing nervously in Trevor's direction. Walter noticed her discomfort and placed a reassuring hand on his cane. "Take your time. I'm in no rush." When Mia approached Trevor with the request, his reaction was immediate. "A test drive? For him?" he scoffed. "Absolutely not. We can't let just anyone behind the wheel of a $2.5 million car." "But he seems genuinely interested," Mia argued. "And he's been very respectful." "I don't care how respectful he is," Trevor interrupted. "Unless he's ready to put down a deposit, he's not going anywhere near that car." Reluctantly, Mia returned to Walter, her expression apologetic. "I'm sorry, sir," she said. "We're unable to offer a test drive without a deposit." Walter nodded, his understanding demeanor unshaken. "I see. Thank you for letting me know." He turned to leave, his heart heavy but his spirit intact. As he reached the showroom's exit, a sleek black limousine pulled up outside. The chauffeur stepped out and opened the door, bowing respectfully. "Mr. Graham, your car is ready." The employees inside the showroom froze. Trevor's tablet slipped from his hands and Ethan's jaw dropped. Mia, stunned but pleased, watched as Walter climbed into the limousine with quiet dignity. The chauffeur closed the door and the car drove away, leaving the showroom in a state of stunned silence. As whispers spread among the staff, Trevor's face turned pale. "Mr. Graham," he muttered, finally connecting the dots. Walter Graham was a name that carried weight in the automotive world, a legendary investor and philanthropist whose fortune had helped build the very brand they worked for. The moment Walter's limousine disappeared down the street, the atmosphere inside the showroom shifted drastically. Trevor scrambled to his desk, furiously typing Walter Graham into the search bar on his computer. His heart sank as dozens of results populated the screen, all pointing to the same man who had just walked out. Investor, billionaire, founder of the Graham Automotive Foundation, Trevor murmured as he scrolled through articles and images of Walter standing beside some of the world's most prestigious vehicles. His palms grew clammy. This wasn't just any wealthy man they had dismissed. Walter Graham was a titan of the automotive world, a legend who had contributed to the development of several cutting-edge car models, including the very brand they sold. Ethan, who had been standing dumbfounded nearby, leaned over Trevor's shoulder. Wait, that was him. He looked so ordinary. "That's the problem," Trevor hissed, slamming the keyboard. "We judged him by his appearance. This could ruin us if he decides to take action." Mia, who had remained silent during their frantic realization, finally spoke up. "Well, maybe it's a lesson you both needed," she said firmly. "He was polite, curious, and serious about the car. You dismissed him without giving him the respect every customer deserves." Trevor shot her a glare but didn't respond. Deep down, he knew she was right. As the limousine navigated the busy streets, Walter sat quietly, his mind replaying the morning's events. He wasn't angry. He'd seen this kind of treatment before. Over the years, he had grown accustomed to being underestimated because of his unassuming appearance. Still, there was a lingering sadness that no amount of wealth or success could erase, the knowledge that the world often placed more value on outward appearances than on character. "Did it go as you expected, sir?" the chauffeur asked cautiously, glancing at Walter through the rearview mirror. Walter smiled faintly. Exactly as I expected, James. Though I must say there was one bright spot, a young lady named Mia. She treated me with kindness and respect. That's rare these days. Shall I make a note of her name? James asked. Please do, Walter replied. She deserves recognition. The next day, chaos erupted at Silver Drive Autos. A formal email arrived from the corporate headquarters, marked as urgent. The subject line read, Immediate review of customer experience, Mr. Walter Graham. Trevor's heart pounded as he read the message, which detailed Walter's visit and expressed serious concerns about how he had been treated. The email went on to state that Walter had personally requested a full evaluation of the showroom's operations and customer service policies. By mid-morning, a corporate representative had arrived to conduct interviews with the staff. Trevor and Ethan squirmed under the weight of the questions, struggling to justify their behavior. Meanwhile, Mia's interview was markedly different. She spoke honestly about her impressions of Walter and explained why she had chosen to assist him despite her colleagues' dismissive attitudes. Later that afternoon, an unexpected announcement came down. Trevor was to be reassigned to a lower-performing branch, effectively a demotion, while Ethan was put on probation. Mia, to her astonishment, was promoted to senior sales associate. With her new role, Mia began to take on more responsibilities within the showroom. She made it her mission to foster a culture of inclusivity and respect, ensuring that every customer, regardless of their appearance, felt valued. 1 week later, Mia received a handwritten letter delivered to the showroom. It was from Walter. Dear Mia, I wanted to personally thank you for your kindness during my recent visit to Silver Drive Autos. While others dismissed me based on my appearance, you treated me with respect and sincerity. It is people like you who restore my faith in humanity. As a token of my appreciation, I have arranged for a special delivery to the showroom. I hope it will serve as a reminder to you and your colleagues of the importance of treating everyone with dignity. Keep up the good work. You have a bright future ahead. Sincerely, Walter Graham. The following day, a flatbed truck arrived at the showroom carrying a brand new Zenith Orion. The car was a dazzling custom edition with a note attached. For Mia, proof that the greatest investments are those made in people. The gesture left the entire staff in awe. Mia, overwhelmed with gratitude, promised herself that she would always strive to honor the values Walter had exemplified. Months later, Walter returned to the showroom, not as a customer, but as a guest of honor. The staff had transformed the space into a haven of warmth and professionalism, inspired by Mia's leadership. Walter was greeted with genuine smiles and heartfelt apologies from Trevor and Ethan, who had learned valuable lessons from their mistakes. As Walter stood in the showroom watching Mia expertly guide a new customer through the features of a luxury car, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. His journey had not only resulted in personal vindication, but had also sparked meaningful change in a world that desperately needed it. In the end, Walter's visit to Silver Drive Autos became a story that employees would share for years, a reminder that the measure of a person's worth could never be found in their clothes, their age, or their bank account, but in the way they treated others. If you've enjoyed this story, let it serve as a reminder to never judge someone by their appearance or status, because you never know the impact your kindness could have. Stories like Walter's show us the importance of treating everyone with respect and dignity, no matter the circumstances. If this inspired you, make sure to share it with others, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more engaging tales that teach us valuable life lessons. Together, let's spread positivity and kindness.